Welcome, everybody. Welcome to The Law, Your Money, and You. I'm Roberta Sapphire, an attorney in Sharon, Massachusetts, New England, and
I am Camille Barron. I am a healthcare advisor and financial coordinator, also in Sharon, Massachusetts. And today, Roberta, we're going to be having a view of the Sharon, Massachusetts Fire Department community program, because it's so important now, especially with the incidents of fires all over the country, these wildfires and whatnot, that people be able to stay in touch with the local fire departments and vice versa.
yeah, because they do so much more for our people than just fires, too. And this is a
Yes.
fabulous program. That's why we're just devoting this just to it. And we are very lucky today to have our Deputy Fire Chief, Dan Greenfield. And welcome, Dan. If you want to start with a little background information on yourself, not too much because we want to get into this and take it from there.
No problem. Thank you very much for having me. Again, my name is Dan Greenfield. I'm Deputy Fire Chief in charge of the administration and fire prevention for the town of Sharon. So that means I deal with all the code enforcement issues that we have, from new construction to existing construction, community outreach, and things of that sort. And part of what I've done over the last couple of years is help to bring in this new program called Community Connect. It's part of our record management software system from the First Due Solutions platform. This Community Connect program allows us to interact with residents and businesses in a way that we never really have before. Residents can log in, they can create an account, they can provide us with all of the pertinent information about their homes, and if they have family members with mobility impairments or things like that, they can let us know where their gas shutoffs are, water shutoffs, if they have fire alarm systems, door entry codes, things like that, that would help us save, valuable seconds in the case of an emergency. If there was a house fire, or if there was a medical in the home where somebody couldn't get to the door and help let us in, and they didn't have a lockbox on the house, if they had a door code or a garage code, they can provide those details. And all of that is encrypted and password protected, and the only people that ever see it are is the individual that created the account and the fire department. Nobody else has access to that information, and it's all bank level security encryption, so your information is safe. We just ask that you don't put any HIPAA type information, HIPAA protected information in there, because security is great, but you never know. So that's pretty much it. I've been with the department for 19 years. I'm a town resident, lifelong resident. I'm third generation on the Sharon Fire Department, so I have a long history with this town and with this department as well.
Wonderful. Sometimes seconds mean all the difference, just seconds. And this sounds like something that will make that kind of a difference, Dan.
It does. And part of this is, we have roughly 9,000 homes in town, and this software helps us pre-plan every single home in town, which we never have before. We generally focused on assembly structures, places where a lot of people gather. And those are the ones that we generally focused our pre-plans on, because that's where you find a lot of major loss of life. Mm-hmm. These single family homes, we never really had the opportunity to pre-plan. It's just a massive undertaking. This system allows for the integration of the fire department, the building department, and the assessor's office, and then any additional information that the resident were to put in. So it gives us, and you'll see when I bring the screen up, it gives you a recent picture of the outside of the house, a general floor plan, square footage. It'll let us know if you have gas service or if you have oil service. And then, if there are any active building permits or inspections and things like that, that all kind of get integrated through the services.
Wonderful. So are we ready to jump in?
Yeah, so let's go. So what I'm going to do is bring up the login page, and it's easy enough for everybody to find. If you go to the Sharon Fire Department's website through the town of Sharon, there is a Community Connect tab on the left-hand side, and that will bring you to this login page, which is right here. So I've obviously already made an account. So I'm going to go ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and sign into my own account. And this is all public information. Anything that's on the assessor's website, building department, things like that. that's all public matter of public record. So none of this is really protected information. Anybody can get this if they go on certain services.
How many towns would you say, excuse me, I'm the interrupter. How many towns would you say have a program like this, or even how many states?
So this is nationwide. You find a lot of larger departments like Seattle Fire Department, Charleston, South Carolina. A lot of those departments have it. We are the first one in this general area to roll this out. And we are actually kind of setting the trend right now. I'm working with all of our neighboring departments to actually onboard this service as well. So they're going to be rolling out this service in the majority of our neighboring communities within the next couple of years. And that's important. And I'll get to that during the response piece in a few minutes.
Okay.
So when we go ahead and the resident wants to log in and create an account, you do exactly what I did. You register your email address and your address, and it will automatically populate. And this is the screen that it brings you to. And this is basically your home screen for your Community Connect account. So if I go over to my info, I can add in all of my different information, create passwords, add in your phone number, which I'll get to in a minute. So your household information is really the important stuff. And this you can add as much or as little as you want. Do you have any people under the age of 18? Are there any small children? Is it a single family house or an apartment? Do you have an elevator? Surprisingly enough, there's a lot of single family homes in Sharon that have private elevators in them. So I put yes on mine, so it will tell you I don't have an elevator in my house, but I wanted to put it in there anyway for this. Do you have a sprinkler system? Do you have a monitored smoke and fire system? Any above ground fuel storage, like an oil tank or propane tanks outside of your home, so we can mark those on our pre-plans. Do you have a pool in your yard? All these things can create hazards. Basements, we'll find out from the assessor anyway, but do you have a basement? That's important for us when we have fires. And if you have a family meeting place, which everybody should, so when you evacuate your house, where's everybody going to go? I put mine in the front yard because it's right out front, and that's where you're going to find everybody. And I own my home and I have natural gas heating. And then if we had any special hazards in the home, like let's say I had a respiratory condition, I had stored oxygen in my house. I could write down in there that, I have stored oxygen for medical use, things like that. And that would all pop up, and I'll show you how we actually see that. And again, I'll put in my contact information, and then we have a functional needs section. We have an aging population, or we have family with disabilities. So I put in here that my grandmother's living with me, and she has she's 94 years old, she's bed confined, and I said that she's on the first floor bedroom, right? So we know that in the event of a fire or medical, when we're going to the house, we're going to see all this on our dashboard, and we're going to say, okay, we have a 94-year-old person on the first floor bedroom who's bed confined. We need to go and find them immediately. And then everybody, pets, my pets are definitely a priority for me. So I listed my pets in here. I have 2 cats and a dog. I'd like my coworkers to go find them if at all possible. And then we get into the utility side of it. Access and utilities, I put in, I have a door code. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. That way we always like to take the easiest approach to get in. We don't want to go ahead and just start breaking doors. If we have an easy way to get in, like a key or a door code, we'll use that first. And then if that doesn't work, we'll break out the hand tools and gain access that way. During fires, we want to know where the gas shutoff is so we can contain that, make sure that there's no gas feed in the house, water shutoffs if you have a water main break, stuff like that. And again, your electrical shutoff if you've got anything wrong in the house. If you have a surge or you've had a fire, things like that, we need to shut off your electrical service until the electrical inspector and the utilities can come out. So I just, said where those are. And, mine are actually hidden. They're behind the bushes. And I do this in fire department jargon because I know the guys who are coming. The D side of the house doesn't mean much to most people. You could just say, the front right side of the house is where all that stuff is, or the front left or the rear basement, things like that. And then burning permits. So we do burning permits through the Community Connect program. It used to be you would call up the fire station or you'd go on to City Hall systems and create a burning permit that way. and we used to charge you $5 as a fee. So now what we did was we decided to give burning permits away for free if you were to register a Community Connect account, because that helps us help you. So if you want a burning permit, you create a Community Connect account just the way I did. And then during burning season, which is January 15th to May 1st, you can go ahead, come on in, add a burning permit. It's going to automatically populate your address. You would click on Sharon Mass Community Connect burning permit. You would go through all the rules and regulations.
Excuse me, while you're talking about burning permits, I thought, I thought that they didn't do them anymore, but they do?
Yep, we always have. The state burning period is from January 15th to May 1st every year, and it's weather dependent. So now we would do it through this program for free. So when you come in and you request a burning permit, you have to do it the day that you're going to burn. And then you would go ahead and check the box that you agree. Currently, there's no burning because the burning ban is in effect. It's not January 15th.
Yeah.
So I couldn't actually create one right now. But if you were to create one, it would automatically populate on your dashboard. You would see that it was here and you had an active burning permit. And then at 4 o'clock every day, your burning permit becomes inactive. So that's something that we do daily between January 15th and May 1st. Weather dependent. We have to look at weather conditions, and we have to look at the EPA's air quality reports.
The funny thing is, in all these different boxes, you could do a whole show on each one.
Yeah, there's a lot to do. There's a lot of information. Really, I think it's important to drill down what the important things are for your situation, and because you can get lost in it. There's so many layers of it. Really, it's about who's in the house. If you're not home and we respond to your house, how can we contact you? So you can put in your phone number like I did, and I'll show you on the responder side of it. We can actually call you directly from the screen, from the dashboard that shows up, and things like that. Functional needs are a big one. If we have people in the house that can't evacuate on their own, we certainly want to know about that type of stuff, because that's going to be a major life safety priority for us. So if you have anything like that, that would be a good one. And things about like fuel storage, propane, oil, things like that. Basements, we generally find out they're populated by the assessor's website anyway, but you can always add it. It's really about what's important to you. I would say if I had a door code or I had a lockbox location, I would register that, because I would want the fire department to utilize those means of entry over using hand tools and breaking my door if they had to. Clearly, if we have to get in, we're going to get in, but we like to work from, the least destructive to the most destructive.
How about fire drills for the family? I know they do fire drills at schools. Do they still do that? Do they do any?
Fire drills are required by law within the first 3 days of school at the start of the school year, and then once a quarter thereafter. We don't do fire drills in homes. That's part of what our safe coordinators would work with through the schools. When they go to talk to the kids, they do, fire evacuation plans and how to do fire drills at home and stuff like that. We generally don't come out and do fire drills at the home. It would take with 9,000, roughly 9,000 homes. It would be a lot to handle, considering all the other things that we have. But we can always work with families if they don't know how to do a fire drill or they don't know how to do an evacuation plan. We're more than happy to set them up with somebody to go over all that information with them.
That's good to know.
All right, good.
So that pretty much covers, the Community Connect, the resident user end of this. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the responder side, which is I'm going to show you how this helps us actually help you when there's an emergency. All right.
Good name for it too, Community Connect.
Yeah. No, it's a good one. So can you see my map now?
Yeah, map.
Yeah. Can you see my map that I'm sharing on my screen?
No.
No.
You can't. Okay.
When you selected screen share,
Mhm.
you just select the map as one of the
There we
things.
go. There we are.
Okay, there you go.
There we go.
Ooh,
Okay.
look at that.
So map of Sharon, right? So I'm going to hide that and we're going to turn on all my functions.
I gotta.
Cool.
see
So
what-
as I scroll in, you're going to see all these little green dots. Every single property in the town of
Oh,
Sharon has been pre-planned and entered into our system.
so
So
we're
that's
all green dots? We're all
Yep.
green dots?
we're all little green dots.
What was
So
that big white building? Was that the Salvation Army?
Probably, yep. Yeah, because we're just over, the
Yeah,
corner of the lake over
we're just a
here.
green dot.
We've got heights over here where I'm circling around. So
These spots
So-
are fine.
yeah, so every one of these houses has been pre-planned,
Fascinating.
which is helpful. So I'm going to take you to my house and show you kind of how this works from the responder view. All right, so we got a call for One Linda Road for a building fire, right? Hopefully not.
Well, you don't
So-
mind people knowing where you live? You're
It's a
gonna
matter
get extra help on this?
I'm a town resident and I'm a voter and I'm a public servant. It's a matter of public record for me.
Oh,
you know,
that's good though.
Let's try not to stop by and say hi at like 10 o'clock at night.
How about trick or treating?
I live in one of the busiest trick-or-treating neighborhoods in the town. So
Oh, good.
I have one of those 25-foot skeletons in my side yard. So all the kids
Oh, nice. Camille and I will be there.
We'll be there, yeah.
sitting on my front steps for you. So let's say we get a call for One Linda Road for a structure fire. This is what's going to pop up. And automatically you can see that we have information. You're going to see that, it's a single family house. It was built in 1950. It's a 1.5 story with a gable hip roof, which means a lot to us. And it's approximately 1,652 square feet of living space, right? So then what we would do is we would hit our dashboard button, and this is available in all of our apparatus and on everybody's personal device and everything like that. So when you pop in, this is what pops up for your responder view. You can
Nice.
see I've got all these different tabs in here. Now, I've been in town for a very long time, but I don't know what every house looks like, right? So if you
Your
if you
house
come
looks
over to
very
the,
nice.
so
Very
it's
nice.
a little grainy and it's also, I've done some updates, so don't judge too much. But you can see this is generally what you're going to show up to, right? So I could name any address in town and nobody's going to know what that house looks like. But on the way, now I'm automatically going to know that I've got a 1.5 story cape. And that means a lot to me in terms of what my strategy and tactics is going to look like as an incident commander or as a first arriving company. So we already have a lot of things that we know about this house. And then you can go ahead and look at what the basic floor plan might look like from the assessor's website.
Fabulous.
And then, we start to go through things, right? Like, let's say it wasn't for a structure fire. It was for, it's the middle of winter. It's been -10. We've got a water break in the house, right? Where's the water shut off? It's in the D side of the basement. So, right side of the basement is your main water shut off. Well, guess what? Dan's not home and we need to contact him. Well, we can go right there and you can contact me.
Wonderful.
So in the event that it was a fire, I would expect, all right, the meeting place is outside. I would expect everyone to be outside. First thing I would do is grab the resident and say, hey, who are you? Is this your house? Is everybody out? Do you have all of your family accounted for? And they're going to say yes or no. And then they're going to tell us hopefully where they are. But we're also going to know, because we've activated this, that we have a family member who's, an elderly family member who's bed confined on the first floor bedroom. So that's a big deal for us to know, because knowing what a cape is like, we're going to automatically know pretty much where that bedroom is, and we're going to start making our way there. Same thing for, gas shutoffs. We already did water. Clearly I want my pets to be accounted for if we can, if conditions allow for it. It says I have a porch. I have a deck on the side of my house. I don't know why it says porch, but that's what they call it. My house is fueled by gas, not by oil. So we know we have a shut off somewhere. Again, we had the contacts. Clearly, I have an elevator in my cape because I wanted to put one in. But it does give you an elevator warning. So if somebody did have an
Yeah.
elevator in their house, and we have an access code, right? So the Knox box symbol is basically an access code symbol, and it tells you what the code is if I were to get out or if I would need to get out. And I have an above ground storage tank. Let's say I had propane installed. So we know that we have an above ground storage tank at the site, which is going to be a consideration for us if we were, there for a smell of gas, or if we were there for a fire. We want to make sure that that's protected. Contact we did because I uploaded that. We know it's a 3-bedroom house. Great. We know there are 3 legal bedrooms that we have to look for. Let's start there and work around it. And that's pretty much it. And then you can scroll down and I can see, all of the assessors data that would be uploaded. That's all, public record. Building department, if there were any building permits that were out, they would be populated here. All the community connect information that we had just gone over would be populated there. If fire prevention had gone out and done anything, if there were any inspections, it would show here. So, I just did a mock inspection to show how that would show up.
You usually do fire inspections when somebody's selling, right? Don't they have to get it?
In Massachusetts, it's required by law for a fire department inspection to do a certificate of compliance to make sure that the smokes and COs are compliant for the home when they sell.
Yeah, it's so important for people to know that the fire department does other things than just run to fires. They prevent them.
We are an all hazards department that does everything from pre-planning to post-incident. So we do quite a bit of work that isn't just responding to calls. We're constantly out in the community, constantly working with people, trying to make the town a safer, better place. It's a full-time job in and of itself, aside from the emergency response aspect of what we do. So that's pretty much it for how the system functions, how to make an account, and why it's beneficial for us to have all of that. While I'm on the map, is there anything else that you would want to see?
If you were in the past, if you didn't have Community Connect and you were responding to an incident, how would it be different? How would you find out all these things?
So more often than not, it's a guessing game. I'm just going to come off of that for a second. And we're back.
Hi, welcome back.
So, prior to having this software and this record management system and the Community Connect platform, it really was a guessing game. A lot of things were done on paper. We relied on people to, provide us with the information via email or written, or would grab it, would try and get some of that information while we were on scene with people during inspections or, whatever interactions we had. And then hopefully it got transferred into another record that was actually unavailable to them while they were responding. And you'd be relying on the dispatcher to get you that information. It was a very clunky system. It was getting old. It was kind of an archaic system. This is definitely more modern, more user friendly, real-time pertinent information that helps us tremendously when there's an emergency.
And does the police department have access to this?
They do not.
They don't have another system similar to this, as far as you know?
No, they have their own internal system that they keep whatever records that they decide to keep. The fire department, has a different. We kind of do things a little bit differently, and we did not. There is no sharing of this information between agencies.
Yeah, they want you to know that your privacy
concerns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, currently everything is contained solely, within the fire department.
And how long has it been in operation, Dan?
This went live, I want to say, in September of 22. So we've been working on this we've been working on getting this program up and running since January of 2021. It's been a very long process to actually, get the system approved and to get the system budgeted, and then the procurement process, and then the build and the rollout. So it takes hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of just data entry to make this system work.
Really?
So even after we got it funded and we secured the software, it took me several months to get this up and running.
Right. Fascinating. We have a little time left. I was going to tell a story when I was about 8 years old and lived in an apartment building, and there was one window that could never get open, no matter how many people tried. I don't know why the fire department came down to this, apartment building, but boy, they came in and they got it open. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
The only other funny story I have, and I don't think he would mind me telling it, is what's his name? What's I can't think of his name. Lindy.
Oh, yes.
Lindy used to like to do the fires. He was like, if you wanted to have a legitimate fire, you'd call on Lindy, and Lindy would do it for everybody. That's why I thought that well, gee, fires, you can't do fires unless you have Lindy.
He was very good at his duties during open burning season.
Oh yeah, he was good. Yeah, we are so proud of our Sharon Fire Department. We are so very, very proud, and we are so thrilled that you could be on the show today. And I'll let
thank you very much.
Camille has to wind up, and I'm sure she's gonna have something wonderful to say.
Oh boy. Now I gotta meet that expectation. Uh-oh.
You always do. So.
Oh, so thank you so much, Deputy Fire Chief. We're very happy that you were able to do this today, and I know that our viewers will be as well. So if people have questions about it, they'll, they'll go on the site, and
Yep.
they'll be on the site. Is there a way, if they're on that site and they get stuck with something, is there a way to get help?
There isn't any way to access me through that site. If you have any questions about Community Connect, you're more than welcome to go to the fire department's website, and you can select my name from the department list, and
Okay.
it will hyperlink you directly to my email.
Mm-hmm.
And you can send me any message, comments, or concerns that the community or the residents have, and I'll be more than happy to address them, directly with them and get them all set up.
Excellent.
And also, as the chief was on the other day, he told us the fire department's open 24 hours a day.
Yes, we have firefighters here 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So now it's up to
So to our viewers, thank you very much for watching.
Yes.
We encourage you to go on and sign up, create an account, because you never know when it will be in handy, when you need it, and it'll make a difference, a big difference between, I hate to say life and death, but it could sometimes make a
Right.
difference between that.
Oh, absolutely, when seconds count. So that's what it's all about.
Excellent. So if you have any other questions or have any other ideas or suggestions aside from this for future shows and things like that, please let us know. We want to hear from you, because remember, this is your show, the law, your money, and you.